family, how you doing? This is Marks for Marks. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Thank you for taking this time and sharing it with me. Today I want to give two shout outs. Shout out number one, I want to give it to the best high school in the land, in the best school district in the land. If you know what high school I'm talking about, if that's your high school, add it in the comments below. I want to see what high schools we have in here, what high schools we have watching. But everybody know what high school I'm talking about. And if you know what high school I'm talking about, put it in the comments below. Second, I want to give a shout out to class of 2018. Class of 2018, you're going to be starting class. You're going to be starting school in a minute. Just want to give you a quick shout out. Here's my question to you though, for all students and everyone that's going into this new school season. For the folks who are playing football, who's going into this new football season, who's going into this new place. My question to you is, what is your goal for this upcoming year? How are you going to get better this year? What are you going to do to make yourself more successful than you were last year? So, really quickly, we're going to talk quickly about how to establish a short-term and long-term goal. How to establish a short-term and long-term goal. As you're looking at yourself and you're looking at where you are and where you want to be, this is how you do it. Number one, you have to figure out, where am I currently? Where am I right now as we speak? When I look at my grades from last year, or I look at my stats on the football last year, or I look at, if I'm training, how much I can bench press this year, how many squats I can do, where am I currently at? And then you look at, where do I want to go? Big picture, that's long term. If you're a freshman in high school, your ultimate goal is to graduate high school and then go on to either a trade or go on to college. But you first have to realize, where am I at today? So if you're a junior in high school, you have to realize, where am I at today? What is my goal? So first, you have to figure out, where are you currently? What is your current status? So if your goal is to get all A's or all hundreds next quarter, the first marking period, and I give you some advice for the folks, we're going back to school. For my young people that from the down south, you're already back in school. For my young people up north, you're going back to school in a couple weeks. If your goal is to get all A's, the first marking period is the time where you capitalize on that. The first marking period is the time where you kill it, because typically, this is what we call the honeymoon phase. You're trying to get to know the teacher's trying to get to know you. This is a time where you capitalize on these opportunities and say, I'm going to push it to the max. And then when you push it to the max, what happens is that gives you more opportunity, that as the year progresses and get harder, that gives you more cushion in your GPA. So the first thing you do is figure out, where am I? Last year, I ended off the year with a 70% average. So now, if I were you, if I was last year and I ended off with a 70% average, my ultimate goal is to graduate from high school. I'm a junior now. I have a 70% last quarter. What I want to do is see, okay, I had a 70% last quarter. How do I make that 70% overall 75%? Somebody says, man, that's not that good. That's not that great. A 75 is better than a 70 though. See, what some people do is they look at themselves and they had a 70 and then they tell themselves, I'm going to get 100. And then when they don't get the 100, and when their old self shows back up, where their past self shows back up in the present and in the future, and they realize that they didn't have 100% work ethic or study habits or any of those things that you should have established to get 100%, they then feel defeated and they feel discouraged. So what I'm telling you is, figure out where you are right now, move in small increments. Move in small increments. Too big, too quick is not what we call sustainable. You can't sustain it. So the first thing is figure out where you are. Second thing, when you figure out where you are, I want you to then take a small step in the right direction to the goal, to the thing that you say you want to get. So your goal is you want to graduate high school. You're at a 70%. Realistically, a 70% will get it, but a 70% doesn't get you all of the bells and whistles and the perks that high school has to offer. What do you mean? It does not get you the merit roll honor. It doesn't get you that honor roll badge. It doesn't get you on that National Honor Society. It doesn't get college to be overly impressed with you. When they come in to recruit you, they look at a 70 and be like, I got 1,000 people got 70s. What's going to separate you from them? So once you figure out where you want to go, you say, okay, I'm at a 70, I want to go to 75. Then once you say I want to go to a 75, write it down. I have said this over and over again. If you didn't hear it, write it down. You first figure out where you're at. You figure out what the goal is. 75, you write that 75 down. Then next to that 75, you then write down what is the big goal. For some of my young people, the big goal is to graduate. For others, their big goal is to go to college. And then for some, it might just not be go to college. You say, well, I want to go to community college. I want to go to university. For some, university isn't big enough. I want to go to an Ivy League school. Right? So when you do that, then you write down the big goal. After you write down the big goal, then you write down, what do I have to do to actually get this to happen? All right? So first thing, figure out where you are. Second thing, write where you want to go down on a sheet of paper. Goals, write your goals down. Then you write down the big goal. And then under that, then you write down the little steps it takes to get there. I'm trying to help you. This is for my high school students. This is for my college students. This is for my people who says, all right, September, we starting all over. This is for my football players. This for everybody that says that I want to get a little bit better than I was last year. I do this every single day. I'm always looking at myself and saying, how can I get better? How can I improve myself? How can I take it to the next level? So after you write down those steps, you write those steps down. Now here comes the work. You did all the mental preparation. You did all of that. Now you say every single day to myself, I look at my goal, look at where I want to go, and I'm looking down as if I'm looking at my goal. Then I say, here are the steps that I have to take. Now everything you do need to coincide with those steps that you need to take. The last thing I want you to do, I want you to go to your Facebook page. I want you to go to your Instagram page, your Snapchat. I want you to tell your friends. I want you to tell your mama. I want you to tell your auntie. I want you to tell everybody you know, my goal for this year is to get a 75% in all my classes. Why you want me to do that? Because as you start to speak it out to people, as you start to speak out what you say your goal is, it then becomes a reality. And then when people see you, they then help you by helping you stay accountable. For my students, when you see me in the hallway, you know how I roll. I'm going to make sure I help you, make sure you be successful, right? But if you told me your goal, when you see me coming up in September, you say, hey, this is my goal. When I see you, I'm going to hold you accountable to that goal to say, listen, I seen you doing that. That doesn't align with what you say you want. I need you to tighten up. I need you to get better. If your goal is to get, I play defensive tackle, defensive end. If my goal was to get 15 sacks in the season, but I'm staying up late, not working out, staying on the phone all night as a high school student. I don't do that as an adult. Staying up on the phone all night, Snapchatting, Facebook and Instagram, being late to practice, not showing up to practice. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that. So I hope this helped. I'm looking for the high school that I said is the best high school that I consider to be the best high school. But remember the points. Know where you at. Make the goal. Write the goal. Write the steps that are going to help you achieve that goal. Then lastly, Facebook it, Instagram, Snapchat it. Tell everybody you know what your goal is for this year. You do that, I guarantee you this 2017, 2018 gonna be a phenomenal year for you. Hey, thank you for taking this time and sharing it with me. Again, this is Marks from Marks from Marks. If you enjoyed this video, hopefully you do, take your mouse, take your finger, do whatever you have to do. Hit the subscribe button. Go and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. And for all my high school, all my college students, I want to know what the best high school and the best college is that's listening to this. Follow, hit it in the links, hit it in the comments. Peace.